ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンダーナマンダーナマンダーナマンダー。
「 Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Before my message, I'd like to read a passage written by Shinran Shonin, the founder of Shin Buddhism. Please put their hands together in Gassho. Those who feel that their own birth is completely settled should, mindful of the Buddha's benevolence, hold the name Butsu in their hearts and say it to respond in gratitude to that benevolence. With a wish, may there be peace in the world and may the Buddha's teaching spread. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us in this Hawaii Betsin Sunday service. Today, I'd like to talk about our wish for world peace. In this message, I'd like to talk about why we often fight with others and how we should establish the peaceful world from the view of Buddhism. This month, September 21, will be the World Peace Day. I think that the day was established to hope for a peaceful world. Of course, most people hope that our society, community, and the world are peaceful. However, countless fights, conflicts, and wars always occur all over the world. For example, 20 years ago, the World Trade Center in New York was crashed by an airplane that was hijacked by terrorists on September 11, 2001. After the incident, the war in Afghanistan occurred. Unfortunately, the political situation of Afghanistan is still very unstable, and many conflicts arise. In human history, not only the war in Afghanistan, but also countless wars occur. Also, in order to kill the enemies, many weapons have been invented. Once upon a time, swords, spears, and arrows were used in the wars. After that, weapons were developed, such as guns, cannons, tanks, battleships, and battle planes. In the last century, atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, and intercontinental ballistic missiles were produced. If the bombs and missiles are used in the war, 1 million people will be killed in one moment. So for world peace, we must think of how to stop the fights. Why do we have to fight each other? It is because we all have the blind passions. The blind passions are greed, anger, and ignorance of the truth in this world. In our lives, we often say, I want this, I want that. Even though we can get the things that we want, our satisfaction is temporary. After a moment, we will want other things that we do not have. That is, our greed is limitless. We desire to get even what others possess. If others prevent us from getting the things we wish for, we will get angry. In this world, all things and all beings are related and connected to each other. So we should help and support each other. But we often ignore the truth and tend to be selfish. Due to our blind passions, such as greed, anger, and ignorance of the truth in this world, we often fight with others. Unfortunately, it's extremely difficult for us to extinguish our blind passions. Also, we are unconsciously controlled by them, and we fight with others. What should we do? Buddhism teaches us that we should know ourselves. In order to see ourselves, we need to look into the mirror. Amida Buddha's teachings are often compared to the mirror because we can then be aware of our true nature through the Buddha Dharma. For example, when walking, I often wear a necktie, but in many cases, I don't notice that it's twisted. After the meetings, seeing myself by the mirror, I noticed that the necktie was twisted and felt embarrassed. Through the mirror, we can know how our appearance is messy, and we can adjust our clothes. Through listening to Amida Buddha's teachings, like the mirror, we can be aware how we are controlled by our blind passions, and we try our best to not to be controlled by them. As an example, I'd like to introduce the story of a Japanese man. He was a member of a Honganji temple in Japan. He only listened to the Buddha Dharma in his life and had a deep understanding about the teachings. This man was a farmer, and his wife was in charge of housekeeping. One day in the summer, he had to walk in the mountain. In the evening, he went home full of sweat and was very tired. As always, his wife prepared a bath and dinner when he returned. But on the day, she was not at home, and the bath and dinner were not prepared. He was so exhausted. So when his wife returned, he said to her with irritation, "Hey, why didn't you prepare the bath and dinner?" Maybe his wife was busy that day and got annoyed. "Wait, I have it ready," she replied with irritation. The man lost his temper and had an argument with her. While having the argument with his wife, the man saw the family altar was a Buddha by chance. He came to realize that Amida Buddha was watching him. He went in front of the Buddha and said to Amida Buddha's statue, "Oh, Amida Buddha, I'm so sorry that my true self came up," and recited, "Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu." What do you think about this story? This man often listened to Amida Buddha's teachings and truly accepted the Buddha's compassion. But he still possessed the blind passions. Even if we are truly saved by the Buddha, we must live with our blind passions through our lives. When going home, the man had agreed, "I want to take the bath. I want to eat dinner." He was so tired So when he knew that they were not prepared, he became irritated. As always, he treasured his wife, but his greed and anger made him ignore the connection with her and had an argument with her. However, through Amida Buddha at the Buddhadam, he was aware that he was controlled by his blind passions and could then stop the argument. In this way, this story tells us that the Buddha Dharma reveals to us our true nature, that we always have blind passions. We can prevent us from controlling by them, and we can stop fighting with others. At the beginning of this message, as a passage from Shinran Shonin's letter, I read it again. Those who feel that their own birth is completely settled should, mindful of the Buddha's benevolence, hold the name Butsu in their hearts and say it to respond in gratitude to that benevolence. With a wish, may there be peace in the world, and may the Buddha's teaching spread. This passage includes many deep things, but it's very difficult for me to explain all the contents today. Now please simply understand that Shinran Shonin reveals us that those who truly accept the Buddha's compassion will be able to hope for world peace from the bottom of their hearts. For additional explanation, I'd like to quote a phrase from the Golden Chain of Love. I'm a link in Amida Buddha's Golden Chain of Love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. As it states, we all are connected to Amida Buddha's limitless compassion. So those who truly accept the Buddha's compassion can be aware of the connection with others too. And they can help and support each other for establishing a peaceful world. Today, I talked that our blind passions are the cause of our fights. To not be controlled by them, and in order to realize a connection with others, we need to listen to Amida Buddha's teachings. Again, thank you very much for joining this service. Thank you very much. In closing, let us recite the Onen Butsu or Namo Amida Butsu. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandav, 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 Namandav. Namandav, 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 Namandav.